Hey guys. So I absolutely love Richard Anderson for writing this book. I love Richard Anderson for taking the time to create a cleanse that has truly changed my entire life. My entire life through the Clean Me Out program. That is not an exaggeration. This is real. So let's start off by saying that I absolutely love Arise and Shine. Arise and Shine is still the company that he founded, and it is still around today. I found Arise and Shine in 2020 when I stopped being able to poop. First, only with laxatives was I able to poop, and then not even that worked. I know that if you're not eliminating, you're dying, and I was dying, and my doctors did not seem to care. So I took matters into my own hands and threw myself into research. I just followed what felt good and true. And I found this book, Cleanse and Purify Thyself by Richard Anderson. And what I found after reading this book was truth. And when you know truth, you know. And so I followed it. I then sought out the company Arise and Shine to see if it was still around. And the number that I had found was not an active number. It was actually like a blanket, like mailbox, voicemail box, but I got a call back. Anyway, so I found them in 2020. And long story short, I completed my first Mucoid Plaque Cleanse, which lasted 42 days and included a 14-day water fast for the last 14 days, during which time I eliminated just feet and feet of congestion at first, and then plaque, which is like hard congestion. My body was clogged and had become so congested that it was no longer able to eliminate on its own. My truly incredible outcome was that after 42 days, peristalsis had greatly improved, and I felt fantastic, like truly fantastic. As an added benefit, I detoxed from a prescribed medication that has very noticeable withdrawal symptoms when taken off cold turkey. I had weaned myself off and completely detoxed from this medication and ceased using it, Adderoll. I used this cleanse inadvertently to wean myself off this drug and stayed off for 14 months and felt better than I'd felt in years. I was clear-headed. I was able to focus and read recreationally. I had high energy. I had a great attitude. I was high naturally. 14 months later, I asked for a script. I asked for a script so that I could take it for a few months while I reoriented with my new role at work, implemented a new budget, and practiced these habits. So I wanted to stay focused and on task so that I could create a new routine, because I had gotten myself off of routine and I did not know how to find my way back. So I thought medication, and for short term, fine. So it was worth it to me to take this drug, get my life into a routine, and then wean myself off of it in a few months' time. Get in and get out and get on with my life without dragging my feet about it. An unintended side effect of going on drugs, going back on Adderall, was that I started eating edibles. Yep, okay, we're gonna get real. So I started eating edibles. Hold on. Yeah. Hi. So I started eating edibles. I started drinking a glass of wine every night to just accelerate the chill. I took an edible when I left work so that it would come into, like, it would start working by the time I got home. Then I would have a glass of wine to just accelerate that chill, because it was simply not, like, it wasn't working fast enough. So I was just taking this, and then I was whatever. I ate terribly because, of course, I would want to eat when I got home. So I would take an edible, I would have a glass of wine, I would eat, and then I would crash. I felt awful. So what was my solution? And I'm sure that this is a shocker. This will come as a shocker to you guys. But I fasted. Fasting is an answer for so many things, especially when you don't know what to do. When you don't know what to do, fast. Do nothing and fast. The answer will come to you. So I fasted. I scheduled 5 days off of work and in February and water fasted. I took daily coffee enemas and slept and rested and journaled and just allowed myself to be, allowed myself to decompress from all the substances. I allowed myself to just be. I also started meditating during this time and practicing daily yin. These were things that came to me during this 5-day period, and I have continued to do these things every day, okay? So answers come to you if you're listening and willing to follow them. So I listened to my body, and during this time, I actually recalled that it was almost obvious, the Mucoid Plaque Cleanse. I remembered the Mucoid Plaque Cleanse detoxed my system without any side effects. I didn't have any side effects from withdrawing from alcohol or from Adderoll, none. And I thought, solution, this is an answer. And I had the funds, I had the resources, and thought, you know what, if I want to continue to have funds and resources, I need to feel better, and I need to invest in myself in order to feel better, and just feel better. So to have stamina and vitality and all of these things that you want when you have, a good income and you have a great life, you want to be able to enjoy it. And I was not able to enjoy any of this, and it was not going to be sustainable. So something had to give. And it was like, okay, so I'm going to invest in this, and this is all that I got in return, right? So that was the state that I was in. That was the decision that I made. And so let's see. So I decided to go and do this again. I would allow it to happen naturally and gradually and would stick with it until it was done. So until these behaviors kind of worked their way out of me. Somehow I knew it would just work. And so I followed that. At the end of March 2022, after 4 months of this, so this only lasted about 4 months, but it was like the worst 4 months ever for me. Ever. Not ever, but it was awful. And so I started to take the medication, or not the medication, I started to take the cleanses. I ordered the product, I started taking the cleanse, like the herbs. I'm not gonna go into all of that because that's not really the point of this video. But I jumped in right away. I didn't change anything else. There were no expectations of immediate success, right? Like it wasn't going to happen overnight. But I started taking the products. And then so at the end of March 2022, after 4 months, I started taking the products, and then the medication, I stopped taking Adderall almost immediately. I really did. It was probably 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe. And I was completely off drug. I had not changed anything else. So I was still taking my edibles. I was still drinking a glass of wine every night, and eating terribly at night. But I was off drug. And that was like, hello, yeah. And so that was a victory, right? And so we're on track. So we're going to keep it going, right? And of course I'm not going to go into what the cleanse is, that's not the point. The point is that I started taking the products. I'm off drug, so I'm not hungover every day. I'm not having to take it so that I can get up and out of bed. I am naturally getting out of bed. It's cool, okay? So I am off drug. About 3 weeks later, the edibles just stopped. done. I think I was only taking them because I had them. And then as soon as I ran out, done. Actually, I still have one. I just have one. I don't know why I still have it. But I just stopped taking them. And that's it. So it's great. So, and then I'm still on this cleanse, right? So it seemed like the balance was able to start restoring itself in my life. My life was becoming more balanced. My life became fun again. I was able to hang out with my friends and have fun. And drinking actually became fun again as I started to feel better. It was like I was able to go out socially just for drinks. And then I guess not feel bad because I was on the cleanse still. So the cleanse took it out of my system. So I was kind of like right in this, like, I feel good and I'm able to go out and have fun with my friends and my body's not suffering. So I kind of rode that for a while and I enjoyed it. So there was no judgment here. I really enjoyed it. And I think that that's an important part of this process too. It's important that we allow ourselves the room and the space to feel it out. Feel it out. You know, it doesn't have to be like, it doesn't have to be a fail. It doesn't have to be like, oh my God, like, no, you can allow yourself the room to just experience what you're experiencing. And if it's working for you, then it's working for you. And so you can really ride that. So you can really ride that and ride it until I guess it doesn't feel good anymore, which is what happened to me. So I rode that. I went back and forth on this for a while. So it's like, I want to stop drinking. And then it's like, no, but this can be balanced. And it's like, I want to stop drinking and this can be balanced. And anyway, so I ultimately in June, I stopped taking the I wanted to end the cleanse in June. And so I had scheduled out an 11-day fast where I would water fast and end this cleanse. So it was at the end of March, so April, May, so 2 months and 2.5 months that I would be finished. And so the first 11 days of June, I had scheduled a water fast and I was just fasting to just end the cleanse. Not that I had intended to stop drinking forever. I just wanted to end the cleanse. I felt good. So I water fasted for 11 days and ended that cleanse. So when your body feels really, really good, and then it feels the effects of toxic substance of all kinds, you just don't feel good anymore. And that contrast is pretty major and obvious the more frequent you allow yourself to experience it, right? So if you increase your frequency of cleansing and decrease the duration or the period of time in between cleanses, your body is going to experience cycles of feel good, not feel good, feel good, not feel good. And if you continue to lean into it, it's going to keep you coming back to clean, or you're just going to walk away from cleansing altogether because you don't want to give up the behaviors that are making you feel bad, because your body will ultimately adjust. And what was so profoundly made you feel so bad will start to feel normal to you, right? And the longer that happens,